Hello and welcome to CB Television, presented exclusively in Hampton Roads by Cox Communications. This program is designed to offer insights to business leaders and decision makers to help you lead your organizations more effectively. Think of it as business leaders helping leaders. Today, the port in a storm. The Port of Virginia is seen as one of the vital pillars in our local economy. With a slow recovery, what does the future hold for the port? And what does that mean for the local business climate? That was the topic at our recent Executive Discussion Series forum in Virginia Beach. Panelists and economists offered us a mixed bag of news. We heard about a downturn in cargoes over the last 2 years, 13% down from 2008 to 2009 alone. Still, while the years of 10% annual growth may be over, there have been successes and maybe even better sailing ahead. We'll hear comments from some of those speakers coming up in the show. Joining me here in the studio to discuss the state of the port and the outlook for the future are Jeff Keever, Senior Deputy Executive Director for the Virginia Port Authority, and Katie Carney, Vice President of Customs Compliance at Hipage Company, a custom house broker and freight forwarder. Thank you both for being here today. You know, as we talked about things during the panel, one of the really startling things which you shared with us, which is so positive, is that over the last couple of years, the port has gone from being 30th in the nation to now being recognized as 6th. So as all these changes have gone on, you actually attributed that to really leadership. Can you share with us a few seconds, like what has been some of those key tenets that maybe you've learned during that challenging time that we can share with some of the other leaders in the area?
Sure. I think that the growth that we've experienced over those years is a result of a very forward-thinking vision to bring all of the marine terminals in the region under one single ownership of the Virginia Port Authority and our own operating company that eliminated the competitive relationship from city to city, and that we could focus on our competition, which really is to the north and south of us on the east coast of the United States. Having all those under a single umbrella has really paid big dividends going forward. And looking further ahead, being prepared for the larger ships that will be coming, deeper water, the deepest water on the East Coast with 50-foot channels here, no bridge obstructions with tunnel crossings here. While that may be a concern for some of the drivers, it's a very key component for vessel operators. No bridge obstructions coming into the area, and 2 Class 1 railroads that serve the port. Having the proper infrastructure to accommodate the growth in business has been key, I think, to Virginia's success over the years.
So that's like our value proposition right now, is we've got so many different things where maybe one of the other ports maybe have 1 or 2. We really have the whole environment. And has innovation been affecting you all, Katie, as you're looking at how your business, being freight forwarding and dealing with all of this cargo? Are there innovations that you all have shared or that you've been able to really share in other parts of the world which help to drive your business?
Well, absolutely. We have been very fortunate. We rely completely on the port and the port operations, and also the regulatory agencies, and their cooperation with the port has been phenomenal in attracting business to this area. Of course, we've all had some tough times the last couple years, but we're looking at some gradual increases, and I have manufacturing clients that are looking at potential best years in 2012.
Okay.
I think Katie made a good point there. Really, the collaboration that occurs within the port community is a key component, I think, to the success, and the communication that occurs from not only the Port Authority, but to the private businesses that are engaged in port activity, to the freight forwarders, the custom house brokers, the railroads, the motor carriers, the steamship lines, the stevedores, the terminal operators. All of these play a key role, and the communication is key to our success.
I mean, it sounds like also that as an area we've struggled to maybe figure out our identity. This is the one thing which truly shares on whether you're in the north side, in the peninsula, whether you're in the south side, Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Portsmouth. We're really talking about this area, the port of Hampton Roads, being this big value proposition. How is this collaboration working really as we're trying to lead us into that next generation of maybe not the 20, 30, 40% growth, but the 10%? Are we all working as leaders to try to maximize all of those opportunities?
I certainly think so. I think as we continue to see a modest increase in growth in our business, we're certainly focused on all the marine terminals that we own and operate in Norfolk, Portsmouth, and Newport News. We have customers on not only in this Hampton Roads region, but throughout Virginia. So our impact is absolutely critical to the success of the surrounding business community.
Okay. And are there key things that maybe you all have learned as you really, both from competitive nature and also innovation, maybe one or two things from each of you that really could highlight to help a local business person understand that we can no longer just stay in the Hampton Roads or even the Virginia or Mid-Atlantic. We really were talking about a global opportunity now. What are some two or three things you might highlight to the business leaders?
Well, we definitely, if I was a businessman, I would be looking into the global marketplace instead of just looking at producing domestically. Both imports and exports are strong. There's opportunities out there on the state level for support in these initiatives, both with the VEDP and their Valet and AIM programs, and helping exporters develop products in different regions of the world.
So, like, if I'm whether it be an entrepreneur or never have joined this vision before, is there one place where I can go to figure out how I could start to be thinking globally? Is there websites, are there classes, are there relationships with you all that we could really highlight?
Well, there's a combination of all of that, both at Old Dominion University and their programs with the Port Maritime Logistics Institute. There are classes that are given in the 101s of importing and exporting. A lot of this has to do with the School of Hard Knocks and getting in there and working with it.
All right. Well, that's a good way to also learn. And you know, from your perspective, Jeff, are there one or two key things that, you know, new business owners or folks that have been in for a while should know about the port?
Well, I think we're getting ready to enter a whole new era from the port. With the Panama Canal that will be expanded in 2014, the larger ships that will be deployed from the ocean carriers, we have a great opportunity in Virginia to see our business grow exponentially as opposed to other ports because of the infrastructure that's currently in place. And I think the recent acquisition through this lease of the APM facility gives us the most technologically advanced marine terminal in North America to move our freight through much more efficiently.
Right.
So Virginia really is in a key position. We need to stop thinking of ourselves as a cul-de-sac, but rather tied into the global marketplace.
Well, that's a great perspective, and I think as we're looking at, you know, how we can be identifying ourselves better, this might be the greatest story yet told, or in the process of being told. And I thank you all for all you mean to this community, and thank you for your time here today. And I look forward to maybe following up here in the next couple of months about other things which we can learn and drive our economy better. So thank you all very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Still to come on CVTV, more on the port and its value to local businesses. But first, here's some of the discussion from the Executive Discussion Series.
And that contributes then to the understanding and the continued support of incentives for this area for transportation, infrastructure, investment, and the things that will come, but have to compete appropriately.